All right, week 12 NFL. Everybody getting ready for Thanksgiving. I'm on my way to go pick up turkey and stuff at the food store. A lot of people traveling for the holiday, even though they're not supposed to be, but you know, whatever. People are going to do whatever the hell they want. What do you want from me? I got a couple games on Thanksgiving Thursday. You got Houston's going to Detroit. Neither one of these teams are going anywhere, but at least it'll be should be a fun game for traditional purposes. Hopefully Detroit can get their act together and score some points this week. I'll take Detroit to win the game, but who cares? These teams are going anywhere. And then you get Washington is at Dallas. The winner is in first place in the NFC East at 4-7. I mean, just ridiculous, especially when you consider where the Cowboys have been. You know, you like how they came out last week, and listen, the last three games they played okay. They played well defensively against Philly. They couldn't put any points up. They took Steelers down a wire, and then ended up beating Minnesota. So I mean, at least they're not a disaster to watch, and they could be feisty the rest of the way. But I mean, listen, if the Cowboys win their 3 division games left, and they split Cincinnati and San Francisco, they're going to win the division at 7-9. I mean, unless somebody else runs the table elsewhere, but I mean, it's just unthinkable at this point that we're still talking about this. But this has been Cowboys football now for the better part of a quarter century. But we'll wait and see what happens. Baltimore is supposed to play Pittsburgh Thursday night, but I got an alert that they moved that game to Sunday because a lot of people have COVID. So that game's actually going to be played Sunday now. Steelers are undefeated, 10-0. The Ravens have underachieved this year, but they're still a quality club. I just don't know they got enough to beat Pittsburgh. I'm going to take Pittsburgh and win the game, but hopefully it'll be a good low-scoring game. Because I got Ravens defense somewhere. I forget what league they're in. But let's go to Sunday afternoon. Las Vegas is at Atlanta. Raiders almost beat the Chiefs again last week, but Mahomes was able to come up with some magic late. Falcons again. You're just rooting for a high-scoring game here for fantasy, but the Raiders will win the game. Another good ball game here. You get the LA Chargers at Buffalo. The Chargers did everything they could at the end there to make that Jets game interesting. A lot of people had them in Survivor. I had them, and we made some ground up last week because 40 people took the Vikings. But the Chargers that got way too interesting at the end. But they pulled it out. Buffalo coming off the bye, they're the better team. But again, you get let's get a nice shootout here between Justin Herbert and Josh Allen, because I got them both in one of my 2 QB leagues. Giants are at Cincinnati. Burrow's done for the year. Giants coming off the bye. Giants are going to be feisty too, by the way, down the stretch. And this is a game they can win. I'll take the Giants in this one. Tennessee's at Indianapolis. Colts just beat the Titans a couple weeks ago, and they've been moving the ball real well offensively. The Colts, but I want to take the Titans to bounce back and even up the season series on this one because they need the game. But that'll be a good game. Carolina's at Minnesota. Maybe McCaffrey plays, maybe he doesn't. The Vikings are the Vikings. Neither of these teams are going to be in the playoffs. I'll take Minnesota to bounce back just because, listen, you like what you got out of P.J. Walker last week, but you're not getting that 2 weeks in a row. and the Vikings will be hungry. I'll take the Vikings. And you got, let's see, Arizona's at New England. And New England's hard to figure out. I mean, all right, what did they even do last week? They lost to Houston last week. That's right. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's... Listen, they'll put up a fight here, and Arizona's sloppy enough to lose this game, but I'll take Arizona against my better judgment. But that hopefully, again, you're looking for shootout, high-scoring fantasy games, because why else are you watching this stuff anyway? Miami's at the Jets. Miami was a somewhat popular sleeper survivor pick last week. They lose a tough one in Denver. They get the Jets this week. The Jets are looking at this going, we got to win one of these games here. There's no reason for them to tank for Trevor Lawrence, because Trevor Lawrence said he's not going to play for the Jets. So, they're going to try to sneak one in. And listen, I'm not picking the Jets to win, but don't be surprised if they put up a fight. But I'll take Miami's defense to win this one. Cleveland at Jacksonville. Again, this is the big survivor pick this week because anyone who's lasted this long, in all likelihood, hasn't picked Cleveland. Jaguars are definitely tanking for Trevor Lawrence. They're throwing Mike Glennon out there. Cleveland's defense has been phenomenal the last couple of weeks. I expect more of the same here. Listen, all the Browns' offense has to do is not screw this game up. That's all they got to do. I'm taking Cleveland, and they're my survivor pick for this week. Then you got the Sunday late afternoon. New Orleans is at Denver. Taysom Hill put up one of the great tight end performances last week on ESPN's platform. They took that away. Now he's got to be the quarterback, which is fine. Gave him a little bit of a spark. I mean, Breeze is, had some struggles here and there this year. Obviously Taysom Hill's dangerous running the ball. Listen, they're going to win this game. Denver's not going to be able to keep up because they're a mess. But I'll take the Saints there. 49ers are at the Rams. Rams with a big win Monday night against Tampa. Defense again. Yep, the defense is playing well. Again, this is a game where if the Rams don't make mistakes on offense, they're hard to beat because their defense is good. I know this is real basic analysis, but it's football. This is not rocket science. 49ers beat them earlier in the year, but they're still banged up. They're throwing out Nick Mullins. Maybe Mostert comes back. Who knows? I'm going to take the Rams here because they're playing well. And then Kansas City's at Tampa Bay. Again, a fantastic fantasy potential here. High scoring. Let's hope Tom Brady and friends can keep up. It's going to be a good game. I'm going to take Kansas City just because Pat Mahomes is better. Tampa loses this game. Listen, Tampa's still getting in the playoffs, but they could probably kiss the division goodbye if they lose this one. But we'll see. But I'll take Kansas City. And then Sunday night, Chicago's at Green Bay. Packers, tough loss against the Colts. Bears, maybe they get Foles back. Who cares? They can't move the ball anyway. I'll take Green Bay. And then Monday night, you got Seattle at Philly. And, again, Philly is a mess. The other thing that's working in Dallas's favor, schedule-wise, the rest of the way, is that the Giants, Eagles, and Washington, they still all got to play Seattle. So, and two of those three teams are going to lose to them, if not all of them. So, and Philly's not beating Seattle. So I'll take the Seahawks there. And then there it is. So we'll see you on Thursday for Turkey and the Cowboys getting themselves in first place, hopefully, with that 4-7 record. And I'm gonna go get my food now. So there you go. Week 12 NFL.